Hi, I'm Barry Dennis, and I have lived an extraordinary life, and I feel so blessed. From a very young age, I've been able to travel the world over many times. I've only ever done the work that resonates with my soul, that is my passion, that is my true great joy. I have been surrounded by truly inspirational people, and I've always had more than enough, more than enough. And so with great joy, I put together this program, Living the Extraordinary Life. Here's a clip. There is an ancient philosophy that says, as within, so without. I'm in Cochem, Germany. And this is the Cochem Castle behind me. It's early in the morning, taking a look around. But what I gotta tell you is it seems as though every little town we come to in Germany has a castle. It's got its own castle, every one. And they're really cool, and they're awesome, and they're amazing. Especially when you look at them in the distance. But I gotta share a secret with you. I wouldn't wanna live in one. Not for more than like a day in a sleeping bag. Because there's no plumbing. The kings themselves had to piss in a pot, not to mention what they had to do for number 2. There's no electricity, man. There's no Wi-Fi. There's no satellite dish or microwave or hot and cold running water. Look, the average person in a little apartment has more than the kings or queens. It would be like magic. What? What's this smartphone Wi-Fi connection to the universe? They would trade their kingdom. Yes, we live in the most abundant times in the history of the world. You know, what we have done in just the last 100 years or 200 years or so, in the blink of an eye in human history, is miraculous. Here's what's happened. We have altered our surroundings. We've changed our environment. We have shifted, molded, altered, manipulated, and changed our very environment, our surroundings, to meet our needs. And what a profound blessing it has been in many ways. But here's the challenge. You see, genetically, in our DNA, we are hunters and gatherers. For millions of years, and arguably billions of years, depending on how you look at it, we have been hunters and gatherers, which means we have had to go out into our environment and gather what we need to survive. Food, shelter, clothing. It took everything we had, profound focus and energy, just to get a little meat on our bones so we could survive until our next meal. It was normal and common to go for a day, 2 days, several days without any food. And for clothes, we had to go kill a woolly mammoth. But now, we have literally brought everything to us in supermarkets, in outlet malls, with expiration dates that boggle the mind. It once took profound focus and discipline just to get the food you needed to eat, shelter and clothing on your body to survive. Today, because of what we have done, it now takes profound focus and discipline to keep the weight off and to keep our closets from bulging with clothes. You see what I'm saying? For billions of years, throughout the entire process of our evolution, it has been ingrained in our DNA, in our consciousness, that it takes profound focus and discipline just to get a little meat on our bones and some clothing and shelter to protect us. It is a part of who and what we are. But because of the profound change that we have created to our environment over the last 100 years or so, altering our very surroundings to meet our needs, so that we no longer have to go out and bring it to us. Because of this change, it has now shifted, turned upside down and inside out. Today, now, it takes the same profound focus and discipline for many of us, depending on where we live, but for much of the world, the same profound focus and discipline to keep the weight off and to keep our closets and our lives and our surroundings from excess. And right here, where I sit, is proof of it. I am literally in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. Just feet from where I sit are countless restaurants, countless stores, everything you would ever need in profound abundance right here. Just right up the trail, man. Yeah, you read it right. I can't make this stuff up. You know, today, our children are the first generation of children in human history predicted to have a shorter lifespan than the generation before them. In human history, even though we have medical breakthroughs that can literally unclog the damage we've done with poor eating and lack of exercise. And so when I come here, it gives me hope. And I see joy and laughter, and I see children using this beauty and remembering the truth of who they are. But here's the challenge, here's the problem. We've altered our surroundings, we've altered our environment to meet our needs. But we haven't quite yet altered our consciousness to match our new surroundings. Yes, as we move about our grocery stores and our malls, looking somewhat civilized on the outside at times, there's a tape playing in our subconscious mind, run by the ancient reptilian part of our brain known as the amygdala. Hey, we're on the hunt, man. When we eat, we still kind of feel like, oh, I better eat this so I survive. We see things, clothing for sale, I better get this clothes, just in case I get cold. And so, we continue to bring in more than we need. It's in our DNA, it's genetically predisposed to be this way. The irony, of course, is this consciousness of lack that was once useful and kept us alive, brought into our new environment, is destroying us. In fact, if you have a challenge keeping the weight off, you're the kind of person who would have truly survived for millions of years. Now you're being exploited. If you have a challenge because you've got way too many clothes and things and stuff, you have a predisposed DNA genetics to gather. You're being exploited. To potentially releasing any shame that you may have around this topic. If you're the kind of person who gains weight easy, if you can't look at an Oreo cookie without it suddenly appearing on your hip or your waist, and it's hard, then you try to look away and get rid of it, and it won't get off. Then you're the type of person who would have thrived through millions of years. All 99.99999% of human history, you would have thrived and survived because your body was simply holding on to that energy so that you could make it through a day, 2 or 3 without other food. And now, you and all of us are being exploited for this very human attribute that once served us. Now you're being exploited. And so it goes for those who have cluttering and hoarding issues. This is who we were. It's what we were for 99.9999999% of human history and beyond. Gathering, hoarding for survival. But now you and all of us, because it's in every one of us, we're being exploited. And those who are exploiting us, most of us don't know we're doing it because we're caught up in that trance. But some do know, believe me, some know. And we at times are the exploiters, but we don't realize it. But now we know, and that's power, and that's awareness, and that's how change can come and begin and move into our consciousness and throughout, yes, even our body.
Their campaign is the fourth meal. It's an invitation to us all to overeat. Avoid the fourth meal. In fact, currently, I've cut my meals down to 2 a day. And I'm still breathing.
So now we need to alter our consciousness to match our abundant surroundings and stand upon the blessing that we have inherited from our ancestors and begin now the next stage in human evolution, altering our consciousness to match our new surroundings, to realize how blessed we are, that we have more than we ever could need. Yes, the next stage in human evolution is to shift our consciousness so that it matches our new surroundings. Shift our consciousness so that we begin to feel in our heart, so that it matches and fits into our new surroundings, so that we can begin to realize, know, and feel how truly abundant and profoundly blessed you and I are. That we live greater, richer than the kings and queens of not very long ago. They would trade their kingdom to live in one of our apartments for an iPhone, public transportation, and a toilet, man. We are so blessed. Let us stand now upon that blessing and step into our dreams. Our lives, to live our dreams, that's the next step. We have been given the gift by our ancestors of all this abundance, of more free time than in human history, to begin to give our gift to the world, to live our dreams, to follow our soul. Our ancestors weren't able to do this. They were worried about where the next meal would come from, how they would survive through the night. And so now you and I, it is our challenge to begin living from our soul, from our heart, to begin following our dreams, because we've been given this gift. And as we alter our consciousness to match our new surroundings, we let go of the fear, and we begin to follow our heart, follow our passion, and give our gifts to the world. That will create transformation. By the example we set, by the gifts that we give. And it doesn't even need to be your job, your 8-hour-a-day job. The gift you give can be your hobby, your gift to the world, whatever that is. And by that example, by shining that light, you make a difference in the world. That's the challenge, to live from the soul, because we've been given this gift. And now is the time. And now, right now is the time. This is the time. Our soul is asking us to step up to the plate. The earth is asking us to wake up and step up to the plate. Our children are asking us to step up to the plate into this true happiness, into this true abundance that can shift and change everything. You see, everywhere I go, as I speak across the world, it's on everyone's hearts and everyone's minds and moving through everyone's souls. I call it the 3 LPs. Everyone wants to do these 3 things. And so I have made it my mission to help people awaken and know they have the ability and everything they need, all the tools they need to create it. The 3 LPs. Everyone wants to live their passion, love their people, and lift the everyone's lip. It's on everyone's mind. It's moving through the heart of humanity, through the soul of our being. The 3 LPs. Live your passion, love your people, and lift the planet. This is what's moving through all of it. It's on everyone's heart, and now is the time. We can do this. And in doing so, we awaken to a greater joy, peace, and happiness, and purpose than we ever knew was possible. You see, all the distractions are designed to keep us stuck in ancient history by stimulating that old brain, which keeps us stuck in survival mode instead of thrival mode. We cannot let our history become our destiny. We are so much more than that. It's time to evolve past the past into our greatness by diverting all that wasted energy we used to put in all the excess into our masterpiece, into our 3 LPs, and our bodies and our mind, which of course are connected, are our instruments of transformation. This is what we got. This is it. And they want to be loved and cherished into true vitality. Let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. You, me, come on. Let's do it. We're gonna do it. We got this. I hope you have enjoyed this clip from our soon-to-be-released Living the Extraordinary Life. We're going to release 2 versions of this. The first is going to cover every aspect of our life, stepping into manifesting and creating and living the dream of every aspect of our life. The other one is just going to focus only on our vitality, our personal health, because I found a lot of people just want to start there. Now, I want you to know something about myself. I was born into this whole world of goal setting, manifesting, living from our passion. It just was a natural thing to me because my father was a franchisee for the Dale Carnegie courses. I had my first goal setting journal at the age of 8. I created my first treasure map, a collage consisting of all the things that I wanted to bring into my life by the age of 11. When the whole secret came out, the law of attraction thing happened, it was so yesterday to me, I couldn't believe people were so excited about it. It was just such a normal part of my life. But I was really saddened by how so many people stepped into the law of attraction who were recently introduced to it that didn't fully understand it. And so in my program, I'm going to bring in 3 missing aspects that I think will help us truly step into the power of living our dreams, of manifesting. And these 3 aspects are, number 1, I call it the law of action. Number 2, the law of delayed reaction. And number 3, and maybe the most powerful of all, I call the law of subtraction. So let's say this closet is your life, and you would like to experience in your life more whole, happy, real, true relationships and friendships. And you'd like to have greater peace of mind and joy of heart, greater health and vitality. You'd like to have the time, the energy, and the resources to travel and see the world. And hey, you wouldn't mind having some nicer, better fitting clothes in the closet of your life either. So let's take a look at your life. You see, we cannot attract that which we wish to bring into our life until we get rid of that which does not support our soul. I call this the invitation. Until we get rid of that which does not support our soul, there's no room for that which does. And that is the art of subtraction, the law of subtraction. So if you're ready to truly step into making this an extraordinary life, begin thinking now about what your extraordinary life will look like. Because in this program, you and me, we're going to create a roadmap. I call it our masterpiece. And we're going to follow this masterpiece into the extraordinary life. I'll see you soon.